Now, I spend 100% of my professional time writing, speaking, and consulting about the strategic pause. And I got to tell you, I didn't choose this focus for my life because it came naturally. It was kind of just the opposite. I ended up here because I am the sickest rat in this experiment. Because I'm a driven, New York City-born, go-go, tech-addicted lady that has learned slowly that if white space can help my busyness problem, that it can actually help anybody's busyness problem. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at 3 things that are not white space to make sure that you understand this clearly. White space is not meditation. Meditation is a disciplinary experience for your mind where your mind returns over and over to a single point of focus. White space is not mind wandering. Mind wandering is when your mind slips away without your permission. And we've all done this. You're working on a very important document or sermon, and all of a sudden, you're in a Groupon for Caribbean food. How did you? No idea how that happened. White space is also not mindfulness. Now, mindfulness, you've heard a lot about mindfulness, is when you take all of your senses and energy and you put them on one thing before you. So what's white space? White space has no rules. It has no goals. It is a boundaryless freedom experience where your mind can play and improvise and follow instinct. And it gives us permission to think the unthunk thought. So, how can you and your team get more white space? You must decrapify your workflow. And I'm going to teach you today a simple 2-step plan that we've taught to thousands of people so that you can begin walking in Monday morning and teaching your team a different way to work. Are you ready? Okay. Step 1 is going to be become conscious of the thieves. Step 2, defeat them with the questions. Are you ready? Okay. A diabolical aspect of busyness is that it always feels like it's our fault. It always does. And your team at home may be feeling this free-floating guilt, like if they could only find the right podcast or filing system that somehow the tidal wave would be tamed. But that's not what our research shows. We studied busyness, and we found no less than 33 unique sources of pressure, each cascading down one upon the other, upon the other, upon the other, and eventually onto you. This includes pressures of the economy, the seasonality of your industry, senior leadership behaviors, on and on and on, until the final recipient of this flood of pressure is you. Busyness is not simply a personal problem. So then we analyzed the 33, and we found certain themes emerged. We saw 4 main drivers that fueled overload. And the irony and the surprise is that they were all positive assets that had run amok. We call them the thieves of productivity. And here's what they are. They are drive, excellence, information, and activity. Now, they're necessary, but when they're taken to the extremes, they become easily corrupted. Drive becomes overdrive, and excellence becomes perfectionism, and information becomes information overload, and activity becomes frenzy. And what happens is they lure us into a pace and pressure that can actually reduce our overall effectiveness. The thieves operate along a psychological construct called the Hedonic Treadmill, as in hedonism. And it says this, it says, whatever we have, we will adapt, and soon we will want more. But if you want more white space, you're going to have to purposefully design where and how much you apply drive, excellence, information, and activity, because they should serve you.